Mary Jane was the only victim to be murdered indoors. In her room in Miller's Court, the Ripper had the time and space to realize his very darkest fantasies.
Good morning. The savagery of Jack the Ripper's crimes terrorized the residents of London. No one was even charged, although the police have had their suspicions. Now,
Welcome to Secrets and History. In today's video, we'll unravel the chilling mystery of Jack the Ripper, the infamous figure who terrorized the streets of Victorian London. We'll explore the gruesome details of his crimes, dive into the lives of his victims, and examine the suspects who have intrigued investigators for over a century. Join us as we delve into this haunting, unsolved case that continues to captivate the world. Let's uncover the secrets together. Jack the Ripper is one of the most infamous and enigmatic figures in criminal history, whose identity remains unknown even more than a century after his gruesome killing spree. The series of brutal murders that took place in the Whitechapel district of London in 1888 have left an indelible mark on popular culture and continue to inspire speculation, research, and storytelling. In the late 19th century, the East End of London was a densely populated, impoverished area teeming with social problems such as poverty, crime, and overcrowding. Whitechapel, a district within this area, was notorious for its squalid living conditions and high crime rate. The residents of Whitechapel were largely working class, with many women resorting to prostitution as a means of survival. It was within this context of social deprivation that the Jack the Ripper murders occurred, highlighting the vulnerabilities and dangers faced by women in the area. The series of murders attributed to Jack the Ripper began in August 1888 and continued through November of the same year. The 5 canonical victims, whose murders are generally agreed upon by historians and criminologists, were Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Jane Kelly. Each of these women was found with their throats slit, and several were mutilated post-mortem, indicating a disturbing level of violence and a possible knowledge of human anatomy. This level of brutality set the Jack the Ripper case apart from other crimes of the time and contributed to the widespread panic and media frenzy that ensued. The police investigation into the Jack the Ripper murders was one of the most extensive in the history of the Metropolitan Police. Detectives interviewed hundreds of suspects and received thousands of letters from the public, some of which claimed to be from the killer himself. Despite these efforts, the investigation was hindered by the limited forensic techniques available at the time, as well as the lack of coordination between the various police forces involved. The case was further complicated by the sensationalist reporting of the press, which often exaggerated details and published unverified information, contributing to the mythologization of the killer. One of the most enduring aspects of the Jack the Ripper case is the mystery surrounding the killer's identity. Over the years, numerous theories have been proposed, suggesting a wide range of suspects, from local butchers and medical students to prominent figures such as Prince Albert Victor, Duke of Clarence, and even the painter Walter Sickert. Each theory has been met with varying degrees of skepticism and support, but none have been conclusively proven. The lack of definitive evidence has led to endless speculation and the creation of a Ripperology subculture dedicated to solving the mystery. The psychological profile of Jack the Ripper has been a subject of interest for criminologists and psychologists. The killer's methodical approach, the selection of victims, and the nature of the mutilations suggest a deeply disturbed individual with possible psychopathic tendencies. Some experts believe that the killer may have had a background in medicine or surgery, given the apparent anatomical knowledge displayed in the murders. Others have speculated that the killer's actions were driven by a deep-seated hatred of women, possibly stemming from personal experiences or societal attitudes towards women at the time. The impact of the Jack the Ripper case extends beyond the immediate horror of the murders. It has had a lasting influence on the fields of criminology and forensic science, highlighting the importance of evidence collection, criminal profiling, and the need for police reform. The case also brought attention to the social conditions in the East End, prompting calls for improvements in housing, sanitation, and policing. In popular culture, Jack the Ripper has become a symbol of the unknown and the unknowable, inspiring countless books, films, television shows, and even tours of the Whitechapel area. The fascination with Jack the Ripper can be attributed to several factors: the brutality of the murders, the mystery of the killer's identity, and the historical context all contribute to the enduring intrigue. The case also taps into broader themes of fear, violence, and the human capacity for evil, making it a rich subject for exploration and analysis. The Ripper's ability to evade capture has led to a sense of unfinished business, with each new theory or piece of evidence reigniting interest and debate. In recent years, advances in forensic technology have provided new opportunities for investigating the Jack the Ripper case. DNA analysis, for example, has been applied to evidence such as letters and clothing from the time, yielding tantalizing but inconclusive results. While some researchers claim to have identified the killer through these modern techniques, the findings remain controversial and have not been universally accepted. The passage of time and the degradation of evidence pose significant challenges to reaching a definitive conclusion. The legacy of Jack the Ripper is a complex and multifaceted one. On the one hand, it represents a dark chapter in London's history, marked by violence and fear. On the other hand, it has become a cultural phenomenon, inspiring a vast body of literature and media that continues to captivate audiences. The case has also prompted important discussions about crime, justice, and the treatment of marginalized communities, making it a subject of enduring relevance and significance. Jack the Ripper remains one of the most compelling mysteries in criminal history. The combination of the gruesome nature of the murders, the mystery of the killer's identity, and the historical context in which the crimes occurred has ensured that the case continues to fascinate and horrify. Despite the passage of more than a century, the question of who Jack the Ripper was remains unanswered, ensuring that the legend of the Whitechapel murderer will continue to be a subject of intrigue and investigation for years to come. Thanks for watching Secrets in History. If you enjoyed exploring the mystery of Jack the Ripper, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating historical tales. Share your thoughts or suggest other mysteries for us to investigate in the comments below. Stay curious, stay intrigued, and we'll see you in the next video.